I was depressed, but I never stopped long enough to let it heal. I kept functioning, I kept momming, I kept training, I kept working, I kept doing everything at such high speeds. I never took the space to let myself just kind of heal and grieve and move through the pain. That's the reality. We do that. We function. And on the outside, it looks like, oh, she's got it so together. And what a badass. Seriously, I stood on a stage looking buff and prime of my life. But inside, I was so disconnected. And the thing is that this wasn't the first time. It's happened so many times in my life that I've gone through different processes. Instead of slowing back and staying in me and coming home to myself, I've just kept going more, faster, harder. I know you get this. Because it's also a thing of an athlete that your mentality is no pain, no gain, and you just go harder. But the thing is, we all need a place to rest. The divorce hit me hard, definitely harder than anything else that I've experienced. And it really made me see how I have pushed through other times in my life, but it was different this time, especially because it wasn't just about me. It was about the kids. It was about being able to show up present and do it for them. I'm all about badassery, and them seeing that you can have accomplishments and you can be successful and do things. But it's more important to me at this stage for them to be true at themselves and with themselves. So what did I do? I got real. I remember calling a friend who was a therapist and talking to her because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Because I didn't necessarily trust a lot of traditional therapists. I don't need to just sit in a room and just keep talking about my feelings and spinning. I'm all about finding ways to make things happen and have solutions, but I was in a bad way. And even at that time, after competing, metabolically, my body physically didn't know what was good or bad, and so it would lean into food for feelings, for soothing, for comfort, which is also a huge pattern that's showed up in my life repetitively. So it's time to get real, and that's legit where shift has happened at a whole different level. It was about learning to get my nervous system regulated. It was about not just moving and frazzling so high that I just kept reaching externally outside of myself for something more. It was about that part where you just stay. And I want to say the biggest part of the shift was trust. Just knowing that there was more, that there was something bigger than me or beyond, and just trusting. It became about me being available for my kids. And you know what? It was about me being available to my kid, to my inner self, to my parts that had just been working so hard to protect me for so many years. And I get it. You learn so much about yourself in a relationship, and it takes two to tango. So whatever the circumstances are, we play a role in it, whatever the outcome looks like. And I just knew that I was not willing to keep the same patterns going forward for my kids. So I got real. I started working or doing some nervous system work. I started working with a nutritionist to be really in tune to the food that I'm eating and the way that it's affecting my body and the way that I think about food and my body. I did some safe and sound protocol, which is where you are doing some inner ear work so your body learns how to relax itself. You don't have to do anything about it right now. You're just naming it. You're just noticing things that are going on for you, and you're starting to identify how they can look different. You're staying long enough to let things start to show, and not show because it's in the external, but show because it's inside of you. Staying in you, in your home, and not going out of it for external validation, and knowing that you are enough right where you are at. That's the shift. That's the shift, and that's being home in yourself. And we all have these stories. And the most beautiful part of it is that we get to rewrite those stories.